maybe hit the beat and then we're back. Hit back.
Yeah, I know, right.
It's when we
like,
start.
yeah.
Alright, it says we're live, so it should
Oh, good. Yeah, I see it now. Okay. I'm just sitting there.
Oh, it does show viewers. I don't know if it shows just the stream. So, yeah, we are live right now. I don't know how the sound will be. It's going to echo like a bitch.
Yeah, I'll turn the sound off.
Maybe leave it on for a second, just so
we know what.
Here. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. No?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now if I turn it way up.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Okay.
Cool. Okay.
So we're good. All right, so we are live here once again. We'll get into this live stream here in about a minute. I want to give Fat Stupid a chance to send out notifications and for hopefully Jason Lewis to get this out, to blast this out. So stand by for one moment here, and we will get rolling here from Acapulco. Oh, it does show the chat too. Okay, we're good.
Yep.
Shows the chat. Okay, yeah, it shows everything, just as good as Streamlabs. So yeah, you can
figures. It's just like it decides to freeze at the same time. Okay, we're good. All right, turning this off.
Yeah, you're good.
Sorry, I'm just.
All right, so yeah, welcome to I guess it's more like the Vonnie podcast, although Liberty's not really under attack here. So I guess it's more the Vonnie podcast. But yeah, here with Jason Henza, we are here in Acapulco. And we are at, I guess, the new crib would be the best way to put it. And I just wanted to give you an update on, I guess, more kind of a long-form discussion on the journey down here. I know there's a lot of details we left out, and a lot of them that got scattered. Not everyone saw every video, so we figured we would go ahead and, I guess, lay it out. You know, the journey to Acapulco, how the last day and a half's been, because there hasn't been a video since then. And we will kind of go from there. So I guess, first off, Jason, for those that... don't know you. The reason I'm down here is because of you. And I guess tell us a little bit about how many times you've been here to Acapulco, how long you've lived here, what made you decide that this was a place to pursue freedom and pursue canoeing, and we'll kind of get rolling there.
So basically, I've been obsessing about Acapulco for about 5 years since Dave and Angel Clark had moved down here, I did everything I could to get down here in good time. I finally got down here, and things didn't work out exactly the way I wanted it to, but I think they've all worked out for the best. I lived here last year for roughly about 5 months, and I really enjoyed myself. I loved it here. The cost of living is dirt cheap if you're smart. If you're not smart, it's going to be just as much as it costs you back in the States, so it just... it doesn't really matter if you're not smart. You're just going to spend the same amount of money because opportunistic capitalists will go ahead and charge you just a touch more for everything.
Right, yeah. yeah, that's definitely true. If you're a spendthrift and hoarder and stuff like that, if you're really given to the consumerist sort of things in America, that's not going to change here. Yeah, and I guess it's worth distinguishing. So because I always said Acapulco, but we aren't actually directly in Acapulco. So why don't you explain where, I guess kind of the general area of where we are and how that relates to Acapulco.
Okay, so we're about southeast of Acapulco on the coastline, the Pacific coastline, and the way that the country curves, it curves east. So we're a little bit southeast of Acapulco in Bonefil. Typically, many of the expats like the laid-back atmosphere here. It's a little bit more quiet. They can do all their podcasts or work, although we're hearing vehicles go by. And
we aren't in a soundproof room, though. We're out in the courtyard.
Yeah, we're in the courtyard of the new home that we had just picked out yesterday. So. So many of the expats have decided to just shoot down here and come down here for like a little bit more laid-back lifestyle instead of the city lifestyle, and be at the beach every day and howl at the sunsets. You know how it goes. Right. All that kind of crazy surfing, beach stuff attitude,
Yeah, right on. So I guess let's talk a little bit about the journey down here, and I really want to hone in on the reality versus the expectation. Because if you listen to phone news, Fox News, for those who don't know my vernacular by now, or the Communist News Network, or the Communist Broadcasting System, or whatever other network you have, there's some way to make it sound like to make it somehow communist. It is. But I guess there's the reality versus the expectation, and even for me, from everyone I've talked to, from everything I've looked into online, it's different. Even if I kind of had this conception that Acapulco was this place of freedom, because if these private, these proprietarian anarchists, these free market anarchists, were consistently robbed from and stolen from, and had their property rights violated, I don't think they'd live here for that long. No, so I kind of had this notion of how this place would be, and it was obviously off a little bit. It was obviously off a little bit, but not in a bad way. Certainly not in a bad way. So let's talk a little bit about that. We headed out. You were in Austin. You got to Austin on Sunday night. And we took off early morning Monday, got to the border probably around 10:30, somewhere around there. And basically, in the States, we talked about role-playing police interrogations before and how to deal with the bludgies. And basically, you try to survive the encounter. They're going to give you the extortion ticket. There's nothing you can do about it, and you damn well better not run away, or the more coercion will be heaped on you if you survive. You'll be tossed in prison with a felony, more likely than not. So we got to the border, and I was a little nervous. I've been through the Canadian border a couple times, and I'm pretty sure my dad and my brother and I got searched. Probably may have been like 30 minutes or an hour. I don't remember exactly, but we got stopped and they searched us. And obviously we're going fishing, so there's nothing there. But it was still a hassle. It was not fun. All those sorts of things. But it's a little different. Yeah. Here in Mexico. So, talk a little bit about that. Kind of from the American border to, I guess, getting into the country, and also, I guess, the immigration process.
Sure. So basically, you have to you pay a toll for that bridge to come into the country, and then there's a security theater at the border where they kind of wave you into check lanes where they want to look at your vehicle, or they just wave you through and they let you go. And they do that for probably every fifth car. They'll wave you into the check lane. They chose to wave us into the check lane, so we were pulling through the check lane, and they were looking at two other cars pretty heavily, and I noticed that there were empty parking spots, and instead of pulling in one, I just kept driving through, and I left. And, they kind of stared at me as I left. They didn't care. No one came after me, and I went out into Mexico. And then from that point,
Yeah, I even asked you, I was like, hold on, are we in Mexico right now? And you're like, yeah. It's like, so we just drive right through the checkpoint, and I was laughing like a motherfucker, because that's not how it is here. If a cop wants to search your car, you exert as much rights as you can at that time, but it's gonna happen. But here, it's like they wave you in the checkpoint lane, they watch you drive out, and everything is fine.
Yeah, nothing really happened. We drove through the checkpoint. I'm sure they're really nice people working at checkpoint. They didn't really care about us. We just kind of came in and left, and then we're in the country. Now, when you're in the country, if you want the State Department to protect you and give you some sort of protections, you should go to immigration and fill out all the paperwork. If you don't, that's a story in itself. So you should go and voluntarily go to immigration, which you drive. You have to really work hard to find immigration. But you voluntarily drive to immigration, you park your car.
10 minutes?
Yeah, it was 10 minutes, and obviously maybe we should come back later.
Of course they're back now.
Yeah. Do you want to end this now, or do you want me to keep going?
Well, I guess we can kind of...
Yeah, uno momento. Just 1 second.
Okay, so we've got people here. Stand by for just one moment, and we'll be back here. I'll Phil, if you want to go take care of that.
Yeah, I'll go take that. Go ahead and Phil.
So yeah, basically the local electrician's here, and one of our buddies is here as well. Is bilingual. He's been helping us with a lot of stuff. He helped us find the place yesterday, and all of that good stuff. So basically, we got through the border, went to immigration, and obviously there's some Policia Federal there, because most of them are federal police, which is different. It's definitely different. But we got to immigration, walked up, and they had us fill out one of the, I guess one of the permits or whatever. It costs $22 or $25, somewhere in between there. It's not expensive at all. But so I filled out the paper, got it turned in. They said, like, and you kind of just continue down. Like, it's very well set up. You go to step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, and you just kind of, follow the building towards the exit. It's very easily set up, easy to do. So got that figured out. Got that piece of paper stamped, and they just let us in. Went down to get pesos. The exchange rate was ridiculous. It was bad. It was really bad. We got wrecked on that one. Then he had to get the stuff for his car because he was gonna be driving through here. He didn't have to, but he did it. So, he paid the $400 deposit. When he could leave the country, he'll get that back. So I want to make sure you go out of the country since you're not getting a tourist visa or anything like that. So he got that taken care of. The line was a little long. We waited like 10-15 minutes, and then he got his car taken care of. He already had the insurance for it, so that we didn't have to didn't have to take that step. We got basically. We got through the exchange, and then we kind of left. So it was like a 3 or 4 step process. First one took like 5 minutes. Second one took like 15 minutes. 5 minutes to get the pace to the exchange, and then it was like 15 minutes at the other place. But everything was fine. We got in and out of there pretty quickly. And if someone that's in here now, I think someone already commented, let me know how the audio is. We he played a little bit of it and it sounded good. Yeah. Also share it around, with people that you think might be interested. We're going to go through, an extensive live stream here of our adventure here and what has happened thus far. Currently, he's, like I say, he's talking to the local electrician and also David, our main contact here, and also really, really great people, seriously great people, and trying to get the whole electricity situation figured out. He's got to have a 220 plug for his electric car. So we're getting all that stuff figured out, and he'll be back here in a moment. But until then, I'll just continue telling the story, and I'll have them fill in any blanks that I might have missed. So we got through immigration, and we just started driving. And the first thing I noticed, I looked over at they have the speed limit signs up, and it might have been like 40. And I looked over at his speedometer, and he was going like 85 or 90 kilometers per hour. And we just blew past some cops, some bludgies. I was like, are you sure you want to do this, dude? He's like, no, they don't care about speed limits. And I was like, really? Okay. Okay. So speeding, not an issue here. Apparently the way that they do it is they don't actually give you speeding tickets, but if you get in a wreck, if you're speeding, then it's your fault if you're driving recklessly. They don't give you reckless driving tickets for that sort of thing. It's really, really a different world. And very much so a good way. So we drove, basically all this is driving. We spent, from Austin to Acapulco, I think it was 26 hours. It was a long time, but it wasn't bad. I guess one of the conceptions, one of the things that kept coming up is, I'm taking a trip to Mexico, and it's like, oh, sounds like fun. Where are you flying out from? It's like, we're driving, and it's like, you're driving. The roads are going to be awful. You're going to get robbed every 5 feet or some shit like that. You're going to get snatched up by the cartel, all that. But no, I told Henza that if he would have drugged me and put me in his car and I woke up, am I in West Texas? I mean, where am I right now? The roads were fantastic all the way down there, toll roads, and I think he estimated $60 for tolls all the way down here. Which, it's a little excessive, but the roads are nice. So if you have this idea that Mexican roads are just awful, the back roads probably are, but the toll roads are they're perfect, damn near perfect, and they're certainly comparable to the states. So again, if anyone is here in the chat, please go ahead and drop a comment. I don't care what you say. But just let me know that that we're coming through okay, and that I'm not just talking to myself because the audio is bad. So we have that figured out. So I can continue the story down here. So we drove. We were going to go all the way through to Acapulco on, I suppose it would have been Wednesday morning, but we decided to get a hotel room in not Mexico City. We stopped just north of Mexico City in Querétaro was the town. It's a town of I think like 3 million people, and we struggled to obtain a hotel for a hotel that would keep a dog. because Sammy's with us. I don't know where she is now. She's laying down up there, but Sammy's dog is with us, and not every hotel obviously takes pets. So we called a few places. We went to a couple, and the language barrier was bad. Couldn't get it figured out, and eventually the oldest dogs weren't allowed after 10 minutes of trying to communicate with each other, and found that out, and we kept searching. I found one. It was called a Hotel Caratoro de, Hotel Real de Caratoro, something like that. It was super cheap. It was like $32 a night, and we arrived there, and we got the room, and it was a super nice place for the price. Now, if you want more details on that, there was a very, very funny story there. And it wasn't a tragic mistake by any means, but we didn't necessarily look into that as much as we should have. We should have looked at a review. We should check out the website because, it was a specific type of hotel room. But you'll have to go to patreon.com/Bonu to get the full story there. Just $2 a month. Going to be putting out exclusives like that. I've got a couple other ones I'll be putting up there in addition to all the other bonuses that are available. So there was something interesting with the hotel, very comical. But, it was a roof over our heads, and we got some sleep, woke up early, and finished the drive to Acapulco. And I guess the first thing I noticed with Acapulco was, driving here, it's absolutely beautiful. Again, you're dealing with toll roads, so they're nice, lots of it's very curvy, very hilly, you're going through the mountains, and it's just a beautiful drive. And also for the documentary miniseries I'll be putting together, I probably filmed about an hour of B-roll on the way down here. So I'm not sure how I'm going to put that together. I'm not sure the style, but you'll see a lot of that B-roll and all that beautiful, beautiful landscape that is there, and and just Mexico generally, and on the way to Acapulco. So we continued driving. I guess the couple things that are worth mentioning is in Mexico City, two different sets of cops tried to extort us within a span of like 5 minutes, and that one will be Patreon exclusive too, mainly because there's a reason why we put the video public at the start, and then we unlisted it, and now only patrons can get access to it. Unless you message me privately, then I can send you the link. But there's a reason we didn't put that public, and we'll do a special Patreon episode to explain why that is. But yeah, I actually got the second encounter with the Pledgies on camera. So it was the first time I've actually ever filmed police. Because here in the in the States, it seems like when you put Pledgies on camera, they think they're in like a movie or something, and the interaction seems to escalate. So I don't do that. The most I've ever done is audio captured interaction. But here in Mexico, in Mexico City, I did. I got it on camera, and there was another very interesting aspect to that that made it into the live stream. So that was a bad deal. We thought they were fabricating the law that they were referring to, but apparently it seems to be a thing. It's a really stupid one. Apparently, foreign vehicles, even if you have the passport from not the passport, but the license from immigration to be there for 180 days and drive that car there for 180 days. Apparently, if you're a foreigner, you can't drive from the hours of 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. without getting a free permit. So you just go online, you download the permit, and you're good to drive from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. We were there at 10 a.m. So cops tried to hassle us twice about that. Apparently, it's a real law, but it's bullshit. It's extortion. It's what it is. They set it up as if well, let's go to the police station, and then you'll pay your tickets there, and then they put out an amount, a fee amount. It's like 2,000 pesos, and able to talk them down a little bit. There's Jason was only willing to go to 100 pesos, which is about 10 US, and yeah, it was basically they're trying to extort 2,500 pesos out of him for not having a free permit that he could have downloaded in 5 minutes online. So it was bogus from the start. The cops stopped trying to extort us when the cop walked away for like a couple minutes, and then a local walked up. He was very nicely dressed in a suit, and he walked up, and he was speaking Spanish, so we didn't necessarily understand. But he was saying. He basically heard the word corrupción, and don't give him money in Spanish. And once the local walked up, the cops shook Jason's hand and said, "Have a nice day. You're free to go." Something along those lines. So we got out of that one, got some gas, and got some food and drinks and such. And then within yeah, no more than 5 minutes. We left the gas station, and then second set of bludgies tried to extort us. So it was crazy. And I guess it's worth mentioning that in these two encounters, I wasn't intimidated by, at all. I wasn't. I knew what was going on there. I kind of knew what was going on there. And the first cop didn't have a gun on him. And he seemed pretty laid back. He just wanted to get some money for himself. And the second encounter was with there are 3 or 4 bludgies that surrounded the car in its entirety. And we couldn't understand basically no comprende, and the traffic started moving, and whatever happened, and you'll find on patreon.com/Bonnie. So yeah, we got through Mexico City. There's a lot of traffic. It took a long time to get through there. But it's a very Americanized city, I guess you could say. And what didn't look too different. I mean, you don't see the high rises like you see in Chicago or New York City and things like that. They aren't that big, but you can find anything you want there, obviously. So it was a very interesting city, except for the fact that 2 different sets of bludgies tried to extort us. And I do apologize. There's a lot going on in the background here, so hopefully that's not coming through in the mic. Yeah, we finished the drive to Acapulco, and again, it was absolutely beautiful. Going through the jungle, going through the jungle and getting to the beach in the same day. It's really, really incredible. It's a really, really beautiful sight, and as I said, I will put a lot of that footage into the documentary I'll be putting together, patreon.com. So, let me see if there's any questions here in chat or anything. Doesn't look like it. But looks like Jason's on his way back, possibly. Yeah, I was just running through. I got all the way up to the point driving through Acapulco and seeing the jungle and the beach in the same day. It was absolutely beautiful, and we kind of got here. So I suppose why don't you take it away? We arrived here in Bonfil. What happened?
Yeah, the next step after we arrived in Bonfil is we went and saw my friend David, and he showed us a couple of houses. And first house was beautiful, very Western style, 4 stories.
Beautiful. What I can't think of the word for it. I guess it's like a beautiful back porch on the 4th story. It was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, inside was immaculate. It was really uptight to the street, no yard.
I'm sure to say the price.
Should or shouldn't?
Should. Yeah, make sure to say the price.
Okay.
Yeah. 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, right?
Yeah, 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, for roughly 8,000 pesos, which was about $400 American. And it had a 5th story at the very top, which was just a big balcony, and you can hear and see the ocean from where the building was. And then he brought us over to here, which was a little bit more rustic, a little bit more lived in, closer to the beach, the playa. And
more Mexican style house too.
A very Mexican style house. And I fell in love with the courtyard. I fell in love with the space, the layout. It was perfect for me, Shane, and the dog. And I decided to jump on this one instead, which was just a few bucks under the other one. This one, in my opinion, just felt better, felt more real. I love this thing. Okay, yeah. I fell in love with this house. Everything is fantastic in the courtyard. It's got tons and tons of space. And it's on the strip where all the action is. You can just walk up out front and just get whatever you need out that way. And not only that, but there's a business possible. If I wanted to rent and open up my own business, I can do that. So this place has tons of possibilities. I have a garage for my car. I can charge up my electric car here. As you can see, I got a man working on the background, so I can do that. And things just happen really fast. We showed up, we rented a house the same night, and we had a place to stay.
And you had to go through a credit check. You had to sign a contract. You had to they had to verify your identity and make sure you weren't a terrorist. Right? That's what happened.
Don't forget the colonoscopy.
Oh right, yeah, that's true. They had to make sure you weren't going to smuggle drugs.
Actually, we agreed to a price. They let us move in right away, and they're letting me pay daily until I come up with that price. So I decided to pay all 6 months up front, so I'm just here for 6 months. I don't have to worry about it, and then after that, I can make my own decisions from there. If I want to stay longer, or if I want to keep the place, however it goes, that's probably what we're going to do.
Right, yeah, and I will say, with that first place we looked at, I mean, we only looked at 2 places. I mean, there were plenty of places
there were
for
more.
rent. And the price here, now for that 4-bedroom, 4-bath, I mean, there's always a possibility of people renting it out, and you could probably, have your rent paid for by people that live there.
Exactly, yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of possibilities, and this place is just, I mean, we've got, I'm not going to spin the camera around for all of this, but we've got, a full kitchen over there. Full kitchen over there. We've got a room we can't get into yet, which is storage, which might be one of your businesses here coming up. I've got the main living room. Got two bedrooms. We got 1 bath in here, and then I guess kind of a kitchen where we probably make coffee or smoothies, whatever we're going to do. So it's a really big place, and this courtyard is unbelievable. Like I can see a lot of beer pong happening. I can see a lot of parties happening here. All of those good things. And then also we have it's a small pool, but it's a deep pool.
Yeah.
And that'll certainly come in handy for whether if we're not at the beach that day, we can always hop in the pool. And I told him that he'll probably see me reading out there quite often because that's what I do in pools. So I relax and I read. The current one is rereading Human Action, so that'll be another adventure. So we got the place. I met David, and what the first thing I noticed within an hour is the hospitality, and people are genuinely kind, and they're looking to help. They're looking to help, and that was really really awesome because I didn't know. I mentioned reality versus expectations. I had an idea, this can be a great place, nice people, a respectful person and property and all that, and all that is true. But seeing it, I don't know. I've been to various places in Mexico, some of the more westernized, some of the more expensive areas of Mexico, and Isla Mujeres was not one of those. And I kind of had an idea, but obviously everywhere is different. And this one's on the beach. That's an island. It's similar in some ways and different in others. But if you haven't been here, you won't get a for sure understanding of. You won't get a for sure expectation. Accuracy of the expectation. It's hard to put into words.
Without a doubt,